I've got a Bush beer in my Cody holder today. What was that? You used to watch that podcast with the dude who would open the Bush beers and go Bush. And he said it was the best beer ever, right? Every time he'd open one. What was that guy's name?
Fuck, I can't remember.
I
cannot remember now at this point. I do remember this.
Yeah, but for some reason I had that and a natty left over in my fridge, and I said, well, instead of going to the store, I'm just going to grab those. Perfect. And here we are at the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. No Pappas today. Pappas is recuperating from a fairly serious injury. Here's the thing: if you watch a podcast,
was there video with that?
I know, okay. and this is why
I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I'm going to explain why we're going to cover this way. We're covering this because, if you watch a podcast, Pappas always brags about what a physical specimen he is, and how he, maintains a strict workout regimen so he can be at, perform at his peak at all times.
He can be at all these events, when
a lot of events, a lot of that going on. But the other part of that is Pappas is a slave to the internet. He's a slave to like the latest thing that comes down. So he's always trying to prove that he's better than everyone else. So we saw this headline back on, it was February 27th. And go ahead and put the headline up there, and this will explain why Pappas is. You see the headline right there. Ballsy move. Kickboxer pulls car with his testicles in bizarre stunt for mental health awareness. So Pappas saw this, and he's like, hey, well, look, if this is a fitness thing, if this improves your mental health, I'm all about it. And
he's a giver. Yeah.
Well,
he is a giver.
He was trying to do it for his own benefit.
Right.
So he was trying to recreate the stunt that this kickboxer did. British kickboxer pulled a car 100 feet with just his testicles in an attempt to raise awareness about men's mental health. John Stevenson, who's 50, attached his junk to a 4,500-pound sports car, dragged it roughly 100 feet with just his raw manpower.
150 feet. Wow.
That's what it says.
That 50 feet makes a difference. Not 100, it's 150.
When he finished, this was his quote. He says, when I finished, my plums were bright purple, but I'm still firing on all cylinders. So Pappas went out and he's like, look, I can do it better than this guy can. So I don't know.
Look at this guy. Standing by the General Lee, which is even better.
So he attached his nutsack to a sled that had I don't know what the weight was, but he was going to pull it across the gym with his nutsack, and needless to say, he's paying the price.
I mean, it's 4,500 pounds.
I don't think he had proper preparation for this, so
that's why he's actually incapacitated.
He can't sit right now.
He's incapacitated. It's like sitting on one of those balls you used to jump on when you were a kid. Had a little handle you just bounced around the fucking living room.
We're attempting to get the surveillance video from the
I want like actual video
of him performing this. But it looks similar to this. What do you see the guy right there with the
I want to use this to encourage people to look after themselves
attached to his ball sack.
That seems so counterproductive. Look after yourselves as I strap this thing to my nuts.
I mean, he's 50.
It takes. I love some of the words here, the sentences in there. It takes cojones to ask for help. He said, "Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and ask for help if you think you need it." A lot of men don't, and they feel like to maintain.
And see, that's where Pappas was. He wouldn't listen to our advice, and we told him it's probably not a good idea. Go out there, and the thing is, he did. It's not like he worked up to it.
He went balls to the wall.
Yeah, he did.
Balls to the wall, baby. And that's why we love Andrew Pappas.
Oh, man. So, Andrew, I feel your pain, brother.
They don't talk and let their problems get better of them. I always say that men who talk can heal. To pull off the limit stretching stunt, he tied a silk scarf around his testicles and attached it to a tow rope hooked to a car. Andrew, you're doing the Lord's work, my man.
Yeah, so he
We're hope you're healing well.
And he's probably going to be none too fond of talking about it when he gets back. But
you know what? We'll make him do it.
Send a kind message in the chats.
Yeah, hit us on Instagram. I'll make sure he gets them. I'll make sure that they get forwarded, or just follow his Facebook page and Andrew Pappas, and make sure that you say, "Hey, hope your balls are feeling good." Please send that message. Not a private message. Put it on his fucking wall, please. That would be amazing.
Oh man, I just hope he didn't do any lasting damage to the taint area.
Oh Jesus Christ! I mean, he's not using his balls anymore.
Very tender.
It's fine.
Oh man! All right,
we got a new background up. We had.
I like the American flag.
And real quick, I'm just going to hit. I know we didn't talk about, but we had the Trumpster in town yesterday.
Yes, we did.
2 different stops, one in north of the river and one south of the river.
Mm-hmm.
And
see, Andrew wanted to perform this feat of strength for the president.
He wanted to pull Air Force One, and Secret Service said, "Sir, I need you to slow down."
He tried to pull all the strings he could, but
he was the guy running across the tarmac that got tackled. I thought he was going to be there. He actually, and I didn't pull it up. I wish I had. He got a great picture of Air Force One flying over the river, like getting ready to make its turn into CVG. It was really, really cool. But
that is cool.
It's been a long time since the Trumpster's been in Cincinnati, so I was glad he was here. People, obviously the libtards were bitching about it, but I'm glad he was here. I watched some of the interviews and the pressers or whatever, at the different factories. Then I watched his actual speech, where the one lady done fell out. She had the done fall out.
Dr. Oz jumped to her aid.
Got overcome being there probably for 10 or 12 hours, I would guess, but anyway, so we threw the American flags in.
Oh yeah, those people stood out in the rain. I mean, and the weather here yesterday
Dude, it was
morning
raining
was
like
windy, rainy, nasty.
Dude, it was nasty.
And the Trump supporters were out there for all of it.
And I think Andrew,
do they supply porta potties if you're out there waiting for the?
Probably not.
Hey, that's rough.
Yeah, that is rough.
That's rough.
I think Andrew actually posted something like, "When's the last time you saw a line like this trying to go into a Biden?" Like a Biden, a rally's not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Well, a Biden event.
Yeah, Biden event.
The word is never.
Never.
Yeah. Never.
Exactly.
Never, ever. As in, he never got 81 million votes. I mean, we can go down that road again if you want.
It all checks out.
Perfectly fine with that. Here's the dumbest thing of the week. Journalists and other Democrat activists are outraged this week because a government watchdog revealed that the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, spent a total of $24 million on ribeye steak, lobster tail, Alaska king crab, and salmon, some donuts, ice cream machines in September of last year. Almost. Let's see. I hear a car horn beeping.
That's Brody.
There.
That's Brody. It's the Lieutenant Colonel of the Paw Patrol.
I know, but there's a car horn beeping. I don't think it's my. I don't think it's my car. Let me see. Oh,
there is one beeping.
I know.
If it is yours, I'm gonna lose my mind.
No, my car doesn't do that.
Let me go investigate.
You're gonna go investigate?
You got this.
All right. So you've got all these liberal Democrats and all these idiots who hate Trump, of course, don't like Pete Hegseth, and they're all complaining because our men and women in the military were able to enjoy once in a while have a steak, once in a while have a little lobster tail, maybe have a king crab leg. Look, I was in the service, and this is a long time ago. It was back in the 80s, and every so often, when I would go to the chow hall, I was in the Air Force. Every so often, that wasn't my car, was it? All right. Every so often, there'd be a steak there. Every so often, lobster tail would show up. I think almost every day there was some, not a bunch, but if you wanted a crab leg, you could grab a crab leg. There was always some fish, something like that. So let me see. Jessica Sidman food editor of the Washingtonian magazine. Almost 7 million in lobster! Exclamation point.
Two different articles. What he's rating versus what I have, but it's covering the same shit.
Yeah, Mediate.
It's my truck, by the way. Apparently,
apparently
in my pocket, my key hit like the right way.
Okay, all right.
I apologize.
Mediate reported that Hegseth blew $1 million on steak and lobster. Molly Jong-Fast, anti-Trump commentator with ties to the Bulwark on MSNBC, slammed the frivolous expenditure on luxury food items. Then you've got these other. And then there's a whole list of just, like these Atlanta contributor Jamel Hill apparently had a problem with this. And I'll illustrate this by showing you some video of this dude. Look.
Wait, you got to send it to me.
I did send it to you.
You sent me the video?
Yeah. I sent you the video a little while ago. I think
Are you talking about Seth Meyers?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wanted to make sure it was the same video.
Okay. Yeah. And here's the thing.
That's all.
I don't watch late night TV. And back in the day when I did watch late night TV, it was funny. Jay Leno was on. David Letterman, back when he was funny, was on. Before that, Johnny Carson. And so I guess Jimmy Kimmel and who's the other one? Colbert.
Yeah.
I've never watched their shows.
So Kimmel, we were talking about this before we show the video. We were talking about this. Like late night TV, like you said, was fun. Jimmy Kimmel obviously got suspended for some of the comments that he made. And what people fail to realize is Jimmy Kimmel is playing this fucking pariah when he was one of the biggest male chauvinist pieces of shit on the planet with Adam Carolla, which I love Adam Carolla. I love Jimmy Kimmel at the time with Girls on Trampolines in the Man Show. All of a sudden, everything is now changed because Jimmy Kimmel got older. Shit changes. Your views change when you get older. I get that. He's making all kinds of money. Now he has a platform. And he wants to spew his bullshit on that fucking platform. But it's like, hey, take a look in the mirror and who you were and how you got to where you are now. So fuck you. Jimmy Kimmel was terrible, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But let me make sure it's going to play correctly.
Yeah, but this was from the Seth Meyers show last night. And this is like a minute and a half or 2 minutes long.
It's worth it though.
Tell me if there's anything funny in this. I don't think there's. What passes for comedy these days on late night television?
And what I want to ask,
I've watched that clip 3 times now. I didn't get, and it's not because look, I'm able to. I've seen plenty of jokes where people make fun of Trump that I've actually laughed at.
Yeah,
because they're funny. Was any of that funny? And you know what?
Yeah, it was a diatribe of
if we're going to spend $24 million on food like steak and lobster for our men and women in the military, you know what I say? Let's make it 40 million. Let's get a better cut of steak. Let's make sure they got the best lobster tails that are out there. I say spend more on that. So instead of the bullshit that we spend money on.
Yeah, and as he's talking about the war fighters that are over there and doing the work that he didn't sign up to fucking do. I was almost did, but I didn't. But became fireman. You're a veteran. You signed up to fucking do it. Why? What hurts? What hurts about them having good proteins and let's feed these guys so they are the strongest fighting force on the planet versus back the guys in Vietnam that were eating fucking MREs out of a fucking bag that was bullshit. Yes, you got your calorie intake and your protein intake, whatever. Why not? If they have the ability and are able to sit down, but they may not be able to sit down and eat the whole fucking meal because guess what? They might get fucking called out on a mission.
Damn straight.
I don't understand. I'm glad you sent me that because it fucking frustrates me. And I can pull this. I'm not trying to take anything away from our service men and women. The amount of meals that I've missed when a run comes in, when the bell goes off, you fucking get on the truck and you go.
Yeah.
And you come back to fucking cold dinner that's fucking bullshit. These guys deserve all of this, and to your point, and more.
Yeah.
And we spend, and look at all of the senators and congressmen and their slush funds and the shit that they spend money on. How many times do you think a week in Washington, D.C., and your son used to work there, how many times do you think they're in a fucking bourbon bar talking policy or whatever, but they're not spending their money?
No, they're writing it. Sure, they're writing it
spending
on the
money.
expense account. Fuck them.
So why is it any different? That's the big fucking question. I'm so glad you sent me that.
And you know what? I mean, okay, 24 million for steak or 6 million for lobster tails, whatever. You know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. $100,000 for ice cream machines. Put them in every fucking base. We had one.
You know what makes
we had one in our chow hall.
You know what makes a fucking grown man happy?
You push a thing and you get a little swirly ice cream in there.
You know what makes a grown man happy? Fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
The morale in that fucking platoon could be so, or
absolutely,
whatever, squad, whatever you want to call it, could be so bad. And if he's like, you know what, fuck you, and fuck you right now. I'm just so mad. Shh. All right, let's talk about it.
And then,
I mean, seriously,
when I was in Okinawa, I was at Kadena Air Base is a huge Air Force base. There's also the Kadena Air Base also has a naval component to it. There's a Navy side. The Navy side was on the other side of the airfield, and every so often we'd have to go over there and service some aircraft that the Navy had over there. And so you'd be over there for a part of the day or all the day, and when it came time to eat, we got to go into the Navy chow hall. And their chow hall was probably a step or a step and a half better than ours was.
Really?
So that was the Navy had a nice chow hall.
All I have heard, and again, I haven't served, but all I have heard is the Air Force fucking food is so much better than
our food was good, but the Navy chow hall on Kadena Air Base, which is I think I might have been at one in the Philippines, but those are the ones I experienced, and it was really good. And whenever I had a chance to go over there and eat, I took that chance.
Isn't that that's the big joke though? It's like, oh, join the Air Force. That way you get a nice bed.
You do.
You get a steak dinner. Like, isn't that the big joke?
You don't get steak every night, but no, I mean, I can't complain about the food we had in the Air Force. Our dorms were nice. We had air conditioning in the summertime. Yeah. I mean, it was a lot nicer than what I saw the Marines, what they had.
Which, I mean,
Okinawa.
But it all, everybody fits into a certain spot, right? So that was your fit. I know plenty of Marines that was their fit. Yeah. They would not have fit in the Air Force world just because they, gruff fucking hard chargers and whatever. Like, we need all of them. But the fact that these people are trying to call it out, oh, we're wasting so much money.
Yeah.
These are the people that are fighting for the fucking freedom.
Well, we spent $6.5 billion on fucking SNAP.
Yeah.
So fucking food stamps for people who don't do shit.
And what about
all day, sit around on their flat fucking asses.
Everything that Doge,
waiting for their card to get loaded again so they can go out and buy potato chips
or go shoot somebody.
Yeah, go shoot someone.
They were gearing up.
Get a fucking beef
they
were
gearing up.
Fuck them.
On fucking bullshit chips and everything else. No, let's fucking feed these guys. I mean, guys and gals. Sorry, let me make sure I say that correctly. But it's very frustrating.
Yeah. So if you're someone that's complaining about the money that we spent now,
like we said, Doge. Like how much money did Doge find out in the government that was just being so wasted?
Oh.
And most of it came from
billions.
Most of it came from the congressmen.
Yeah, I mean
the senators, the ones that are sitting their fat asses in the fucking seats.
Well,
and arguing amongst each other and want to shut the government down.
Well, in that Seth Meyer piece, he showed a couple of headlines where he talked about, they said it was okay to cut back money for feeding children and money for whatever. But those were a couple of Doge headlines from when they first identified USAID.
Yes.
And all this money that was going out for, transgender concerts and awareness for this and awareness for that and all that, all that bullshit. So they identified that and Marco Rubio took it over at the State Department. He said, no, we're not spending money on that kind of bullshit anymore.
Yeah.
But it's also a lie because programs that fed people, programs that provided medical assistance, programs that actually helped people who were in some of the worst circumstances imaginable, that were legit. Those programs continued. The ones that got cut off were the ones that funneled money to these NGOs who were providing information on people, telling them how to get around ICE and get around all the legal requirements and sneak into the United States and all that kind of crap. So they were raking in, millions of dollars, while the American people, were getting screwed over. So that's what the kind of money that mostly got cut off. And the thing is, most of it didn't even get cut off. They identified it. But when it came to Congress actually saying, yes, we are going to cut this off, they wouldn't do it. So a lot of that money is still being spent. So ridiculous. Yeah. Just ridiculous.
Somewhere in frivolous spending. That is absolutely correct. Let me pull this guy up. Let's see. So obviously we heard from the first time not really. We didn't hear from him, but the new leader of Iran. And he said that the Strait of Hormuz will be closed.
I heard that.
So I found this, and I try to search all different sites, and a lot of our stuff comes from Fox, but I try to fact check and grab other ones. But this was from CNN, and there's a video. It's a little, I'm not going to play the whole thing, a little lengthy, but this is the first purported statement attributed to Iran's supreme leader that nobody's ever seen, by the way. It's not a cardboard cutout.
The son of the
like the new leader. Yes,
I've seen some pictures of him, some still pictures,
but you've never seen him.
No, I've never,
and this is the first that he's ever said anything. So,
never went fishing with him or anything like that.
This is important. We heard what is said to be the first statement from the new supreme leader inside Iran, Moshe Khamenei. He is the son, of course,
and it's not even
of
from
the
him.
Slain Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed in the very first days of the war on Iran. I say it is said to be the first statement because, as you will see here, it is being read out loud by a news presenter. I don't believe we see him, and there have been questions about his health and well-being. So let's play what we just heard, said to be the statement from the new supreme leader inside Iran.
Mujtaba Khamenei, the leader of the Islamic Republic, in their first public speech addressing the great nation of Iran and the brave fighters of Iran, the fatalities, those who were injured, and also they addressed the leaders of some neighboring countries. The Islamic leader said that it has been very difficult to be the successor of Khamenei and Khomeini, and mentioned that in order to bring peace in the country and bring unity among people, we should have an effective presence in the field and also have a presence on the Quds Day. Khamenei also thanked the brave fighters of the country who stopped by their crashing forces and also encouraged the people to stay united, and he emphasized and also mentioned about how the closing the Hormuz Strait should be used and reopen it if the war is stopped. Also,
could you imagine watching TV over there?
So that shit,
how boring would that be?
So that shit was absolutely, like, I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch it. But the fact that, I don't like to say his name, but Even Osama bin Laden in a cave was able to make a fucking video.
He was
with a fucking bullshit phone or whatever he
Yeah.
did. Nobody's ever seen this guy. His wife got killed when his father got killed. So they're gone. There's speculation that he's even dead, but they just made him the successor.
so that dude's wife was hanging out with his father.
I have many more questions.
When that
whole fucking
bunker,
compound,
yeah.
when that whole compound got fucking blown to bits. Oh yeah.
What was his wife doing there?
Well, where was he? Questions.
I
See,
don't
we
know.
have questions.
I don't know.
Nobody has seen him. So, and like I said, Osama bin Laden did it in a fucking cave. If you're going to try to unite your fucking troops to go against the infidels, which is apparently America, which we're not, we gave you many, many options of, hey, stand down and we can actually talk. You opted to not. And guess what? You fucked around and you found out. But the fact that he hasn't been seen, and fuck, he was made successor, what, last week? Like at least a week, right? I'm trying to remember the dates. I don't remember the dates.
The time. It's only it might have been this week. Today's Thursday. So it might have been like Sunday or Monday.
Okay, well,
I don't know.
But even so,
Yeah.
if I'm off by a couple of days,
I haven't seen
I
him.
apologize.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever seen him. Nobody's said anything. They did this whole pomp and circumstance with a cardboard cutout of a bunch of flowers around him, saying, oh, yeah, he's now our new supreme leader. But yet he has this chick in a hijab.
Is that tradition?
I don't
In
think
Iran,
so.
the new leader gets a cardboard cutout.
You know what? I'm going to get one made of you. And we'll get one made of Pappas. That way, like, when either one of you aren't here, we'll have it sitting in a chair. We'll have flowers around it. It'll be nice.
Pappas can just be a big hairy nutsack.
Or swollen nutsack.
My plums
But
were a little swollen.
I don't understand that part of it.
No, I don't understand it either. But the only thing I'm really upset about though is I saw some video today of a couple of tankers that were either in port or they were going through the strait, and a couple then they were on fire and they got hit by Iranian missiles. Look, Iran is the size of Alaska roughly, so it's a big place. The fact that we don't have every single inch of it on lockdown, I think, is to be expected. I'm a little upset that they still have the capability to launch missiles at our military bases over there, that they seem to shoot indiscriminately into Oman. They seem to shoot indiscriminately into Israel. They seem to shoot indiscriminately into some of the other Gulf nations.
Yeah, they're hitting
Over
every country around the Gulf.
Yeah.
They're starting to fire at.
And then I saw Hezbollah was launching a rocket attack on Israel yesterday. So they're not done. And I sort of wish Trump wouldn't run around and say, it's over. They don't have anything left.
Or we're close, or
yeah,
whatever.
Apparently they do have some things
Yeah,
left. And
just
we
don't
haven't-
say anything.
We haven't found everything yet. We
Yep.
haven't taken everything out yet. And it's I think I don't know if we can actually get to the point where we take out every single thing. I think we've taken out a good portion of it. But it's mountainous terrain. It's very complicated. They've been digging tunnels and underground passageways for a long, long time now. So they've got that ability to take a lot of their stuff underground and hide it, and come out, shoot, and then hide again. Is what they're good at. It's almost like a guerrilla warfare, situation. So they've got that going on. So
And this is where, and I don't know if since he's in the chat yet, I haven't seen him yet, and he may or may not be here today, but this is where we'll question some things that Trump does. Stop saying certain things. Let the process work out.
Yeah.
If you're confident, and you're confident in Pete Hegseth and your war fighters, then just let it play out, but don't say anything.
But
don't
see,
have
that,
to.
but look at that headline that we've got up right now: U.S. Navy to escort tankers through Strait of Hormuz as soon as militarily possible, says Scott Bissett. To my way of thinking,
Tap it.
that should have already been planned for. That
Well,
should
that
have
was
already been.
that was said fucking last week though.
Yeah, but are they doing it?
Right. That's what we don't know.
That's what's causing. I paid $3.49 for gas today.
Yeah.
So we're seeing higher gasoline prices, not because the ships can't get through, but that I read a story yesterday where there are these small Iranian boats and they're out there placing mines in the Strait of Hormuz. I know we blew a bunch of them up, but apparently they've got a bunch more. So we should have been way ahead of the curve on that when it comes to shutting that activity down, when it comes to securing the strait, because you need the free flow of oil and other goods going through there for the economy of the United States and for the economy of the entire world practically. So it's an important thing, and I hate the notion that we're seemingly behind the curve on that.
Well, and nobody wants to pay higher gas prices, right? Like
no,
we were, but we lived in a Biden administration where we were paying, at least here, $3.20, probably for most of the fucking administration. We got down into the twos with Trump. Now they're spiked back up, which if you have to be ignorant to think that they wouldn't. I'm okay with paying it for a little bit, but let's get a good game plan. You, me, and most of the dumb dicks that sit here and listen to this podcast or in the world. There's a lot of things that we don't know.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of actions that are happening that we don't know and we don't need to know. But guess what? It's not his intention to be like, hey, I'm speaking of Trump. Oh, I'm going to make these guys pay $3.50 a gallon, and they're going to pay it for 3 more years, 2.5 more years, whatever. That's not the end game. But you have to look at the end game versus like right now, which is a problem with a lot of people that we know in our own personal lives. We look right here and don't look out here. So everybody just needs to fucking relax. Let the fucking people that we have voted in, whether you like them or not, they're voted in, but they were voted in for a reason. They have the abilities. I'm all about Pete Hegseth. I trust him. I trust the generals he's got underneath him. Handle your business and then just bring some relief. And I think it'll happen. But I would rather them go in and hit Iran after multiple times of stop it.
Yeah.
Stop. It's like a child. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Guess what?
That was the Kamala Biden-Harris plan. Don't.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of him. Well, guess what? That's what he did. So you got to let it play out.
Keep doing it.
Nothing happens overnight.
Yeah, and that's another thing I don't care about. Well, our missiles cost $4 million each, and we're shooting them off, and so we've already spent $6 billion on the war. You know what? I don't care. It's the price of doing business.
Throw it out there. You know what? Throw 3 more.
Freedom comes first.
Please do it. Just launch those motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Adam Schiff today too, putting out a video complaining about the food and the thing at the Pentagon. Look, the Pentagon needs.
This fucking clown. This Aggie in Ohio, who is Andrew Pappas. Where's Pappas? Show's not sexy without him. Fuck off. You didn't watch the. You didn't watch. Go back and
watch the beginning.
Go watch the beginning. You'll see how sexy it is, my man. God, you're an idiot. I love you though. We wish you safe travels and can't wait for you to be back. But you walk yourself right into some dumb shit. I'm just letting you know.
We addressed that at the very beginning.
We know where you're at. You're recouping. You're recouping in the car, sitting on a donut, sitting on a hemorrhoid donut because your balls are in there. Just go back and watch it. You'll see.
No, but I saw a video.
But we love you.
I saw a video of Adam Schiff complaining today about how much the war cost, and we're spending all this money on food. Look, there's no question. And the bigger part of that story is with the men and women getting the lobster tails and the steak was that in September of last year, the Pentagon spent a total of like $95 or $96 billion on what could be called frivolous expenditures, and they were getting it out because it's the end of the fiscal year.
Oh, this is
and so this goes back to the whole baseline budgeting thing, to where if you have money at the end of the year, you need to get it out, because if you have it left over, I guess you don't get to spend it, or you don't get budgeted for that next year, or whatever the case may be. But we need to get beyond that. We need to. I thought we got to the point in budgeting where we got beyond having. If you didn't spend every dime that you got allotted next year, then you weren't going to get a raise the following year. So we need in the budgeting process, we need to get beyond that. So it's a big. The Pentagon is a big ship to turn around. The American economy isn't going to turn around in even 1 year's time. Every government agency, even though Trump is in charge, and I think his cabinet members are doing a great job, every government agency is not going to be fiscally ship-shape after 1 year's time. It's just not going to happen.
It never is. And even whatever the next administration is, it's never going to be perfect, right? So you try to make it better.
Yeah.
And I feel I could say my stocks, since Trump's been in, I don't know who this guy is, but I love it. I love it. This is a new.
There's too many things on. I can't read it up there. What's it say? Purposely distracted sheeple, distracted from your very soon totalitarian digital technological blockchain and slave. I don't even know what the hell that means.
I don't know, but I love the fact that we have somebody new in.
Okay, well,
never seen him. At the nicest asshole you will never meet, essentially.
Okay, all right.
Well, hey, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. You're helping the algorithm. You're doing the Lord's work there.
A lot of big words there. Congratulations.
Doing the Lord's work. But it's never going to be perfect. And like to your point, like with these government agencies, and I've lived this where, yeah, you have to spend all your shit or your budget gets cut. So you have to show that what you're doing is matching that money, right? But you also have to make sure that what you're doing is working versus you just frivolously spending money. So that's where like, and I can bring it into FEMA.
Well, I think that's one of the huge problems that we have in government is that spending money on something equals, in a lot of people's mindset, spending money equals action, equals doing something about it, equals addressing the problem. And nothing could be further from the truth. Every problem does not require money to be thrown at it.
Correct.
And
that's where Doge came in. That's
just because you throw money at something doesn't mean the issue is being addressed in a meaningful way.
It's a perfect example of Doge coming in and saying, hey, we're spending all of this, but we're only getting this.
Yeah.
Right. So it's cause and effect. And I agree, like we need to cut costs wherever we can. But as long as the jobs are getting done, and whatever that job is, from the top all the way down, if the jobs are getting done, you're going to get your money to give you the tools to be able to get that job done. If you're not getting your job done and we figure out why, and you're like, well, shit, you didn't even do half of what we gave you the money for. Well, then guess what? That's going somewhere else. That's the way it should be. I mean, that's just normal. That's just normal budgeting on any normal person's fucking life. I want to know who this guy is. I love it, though. Thank you so much for being here. That just made my day. Whoever that guy was. The biggest asshole or the best asshole or whatever he said that you'll never meet. I love it. I love seeing new chats.
Well, there you go.
Look at us. We made a reach somewhere. And we pissed somebody else off, which is amazing.
You want to know what else pisses me off is Gavin Newsom pisses me off, first of all, because the guy is such a clown. And his wife is now being looked at. The New York Post put out a piece on Gavin Newsom's wife, Jennifer Seibel Newsom. Apparently, she's a filmmaker, and she makes documentaries. And
let me make sure this thing
she apparently puts these documentaries in schools in California. She leaned on her husband and his education board to push preachy flicks about toxic masculinity into classrooms. She cast her husband as an enlightened Democrat savior, all while raking in $300,000 annually through her nonprofit, the Representation Project.
I love this. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, and her for-profit outfit, Girls Club Entertainment. Let's see. Apparently, there's a charity that's supposedly involved here. Let me see. Newsom is featured as a humble, bragging talking head in Sybil Newsom's films, Misrepresentation and The Great American Lie. Alongside a cadre of lefty activists, Democrat politicians, and academics, hammering viewers with progressive totems like raising the minimum wage as a cure for gender inequality. We have the ability to step up and solve big problems. It's just a question of prioritization of political will, Newsom said, in The Great American Lie that could easily pass for a stump speech. Even the liberal New York Times called the film disingenuous because it's directed by the spouse of a top Democrat, but the relationship is never disclosed to the unwitting viewers. What's more, Newsom's own Department of Education shielded his wife's documentaries and official state guidelines after the Representation Project bragged in a 2014 tax filing that its films and curricula were used in more than 1,000 California public schools. So this gal is going out, getting money from the state, making these films that get shown in classrooms in that same state, and then apparently there's some kind of a charity that's attached to this, and she's raking in millions of dollars on this.
Yeah, charitable
through this charity or an NGO or a nonprofit organization.
Charitable contributions play no role in this decision making, which is bullshit. We're both on New York Post, but you're on a different one, I think. But Newsom's wife pays herself big bucks. So while the governor's behest payments of the California Partners Project are legal, albeit ethically questionable, Sybil Newsom appears to have been benefited from the donations while raking in a high salary herself. I mean, it's all there. I mean, it's been out there for fucking multiple months, but now, it's obviously coming more to light now. Yeah. Like you said, the NGOs, like that's the biggest thing. And they wonder why people are leaving California. All these movie stars, all these big tech companies, a lot of the podcasters that were big hitters are moving out and getting out of there. Look at the celebrities.
They want to do this wealth tax. If you've got $1 billion, they want to hit you with a wealth tax.
Exactly.
And then Bernie Sanders saw that and said, "Hey, we need to do that for the whole country." I mean, these people are absolutely sick.
And we talked about it with Sam Darnold actually having to pay to play in the fucking Super Bowl in California, and where the NFL's player union is saying we don't want to play another fucking Super Bowl in California because it's just not worth our fucking time. I mean, great, and we're talking millions, millionaires.
Yeah.
Versus, us schleps that don't make that kind of money. But even they see it, they're like, dude, I'm getting fucked. $2 million to Tom Brady when he was playing, that's like ashtray money in his car, right? You and I, it's like, holy shit, I could pretty much get through the rest of my life with that.
Yeah.
If I played it right. Shit. If you play it right. But the fact that these people they're like, this is fucked up. And Gavin Newsom thinks that Trump's the problem or he's not the problem. Don't even throw
he's running. He's going to be running for president, so he has to make everyone think that Trump is the problem.
Right. Exactly.
And all the shit that is wrong in his state is not his fault.
Look at that picture. I mean, look at that happy couple. Look at that happy couple.
Well,
Just,
yeah.
hey, we're just sitting here listening, and guess what? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Every minute you talk, I'm getting money.
The organization brings in between 1 million and 1.7 million a year in grants and donations, with roughly 300,000 of it going straight to her and her company in recent years, according to financial records. Most recent IRS filing up to March of 2024 shows Sybil Newsom, who's also the beneficiary of a multi-million-dollar trust from her own wealthy family, receives $150,000 annually from the Representation Project, and her company took another $150,000 for the charity's funds. So, we talk a lot about our buddy Dan Varner and the charity that he runs called the Varner Foundation for families and children.
Here, actually,
for children and families. And
that
is a real charity. That is a real outreach. That is a real organization that seeks to raise money to help kids. And they take not one dime of that money for themselves. Every penny that is donated to that organization goes to the mission. Now, there are very few charities that can say that. But if you've got a charity out there like the Folds of Honor, or what's the other one I'm thinking of? The Tunnel to Towers.
Yep.
I think they're in the 3% to 4% range of money that they keep for themselves for offices and personnel and expenses.
I'm gonna get shit on for this. I'm gonna get shit on for this so bad. But
for what?
The Susan Komen Foundation for Breast Cancer. Mm-hmm. I am all about supporting breast cancer survivors and people going through it. All about it. That's an organization that takes a ton off the top. So they always have a breast fest ride that once I found out, I did it 2 years in a row, and I did it, and I found out how much money actually goes to the things you're saying versus what's actually going toward the research.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I would rather just support somebody that I know personally, or, whether it's through our bike club or whatever. I would rather give you the money directly, because a lot of that money doesn't go. And to your point, the Varner Foundation doesn't take anything. Nothing. These guys are all voluntary.
Yep.
Guys and gals are all voluntary. So a lot of these, and Pappas posted in here, and I had it up there, but he goes, if you think they're not making money, these nonprofits, if you think they're not making money, you're crazy. Essentially. I mean, sorry if I'm misspeaking, but that's what I had on the screen before I threw Varner up. So you have to look. You have to look and see what these foundations are actually about, how their structure is, before you just start throwing money at it. Because you want to make sure the money that you're throwing, your hard-earned money, is going where it needs to go. And that's a frustrating part.
So the Daily Mail did a piece on Newsom's wife too, and so they did part of their piece is comparing her charity to other charities that are a similar size, and they write that the salary for the median executive at a nonprofit that size is just $31,945, according to figures from the IRS database. Sybil Newsom and her company earned almost 10 times that much. So other people who are in similar situations with roughly the same amount of cash flow going through their these nonprofits or NGOs or whatever charities are the executives for those companies are earning $31,000, just under $32,000. She's earning 10 times that much. So it's a nice gig if you can get it.
Yeah. I'd like that. I'd take it all day long.
Yeah, I mean, they're and again,
you don't have a nonprofit I can be in charge of, do you?
I guess we could start one.
We have a nonprofit. It's called One More and I'm Out of Here.
One More and I'm Out of Here. that is a fact. That is an absolute fact.
But hey, guess what? We're not spending any money either, outside of sponsorships, and it's because they feel bad for us. That's why we get it.
Yeah. I mean, but this I don't know why I've started reading about this a couple of days ago.
And Pappas, it
just bothers the shit out of me.
Pappas has been hitting it, right on the nail. like now everyone cannot be a volunteer, and folks should be paid for their time. But man, some of these charities are scamming the public, and that's true. Pappas, and I will say, even though he's not here, we busted his balls in the beginning of the podcast. Pappas dedicates so much of his personal time for Hillcrest Cemetery, the Republican Club, like, and just he does it because he wants to do it.
Yeah, Honor Flight
is fucking huge. He's a huge part of that.
He's on the board. He's on the board of Honor Flight.
So
yeah,
like I get the nonprofits. It's these types of nonprofits that give nonprofits a bad fucking name, because you have people, and you do need, people to run numbers, people to, you've got just stupid shit, tactile stuff like
well, it's a lot of work,
printing shit out, or getting flyers out, or whatever. There is cost involved, so I get that. But when you're actually making money and you claim to be a nonprofit, and with those numbers that you're saying there, it's ridiculous. And again, I think the Komen Foundation is the same way, but that's my own personal opinion. Let's see, what else do we have? I want to see if Pappas, of course. Oh, he could rule the world. Yeah, you could, but you choose not to. Let's see, where are we at? We jumped around a ton. Oh, did you send me this one, didn't you?
Yeah, she's a flight attendant and OnlyFans model.
Oh yeah. I wanted to make sure you sent me that, because I sent myself shit, and I'm like, fuck, I don't remember. But here, let's hear from our buddy Kevin Murphy real quick.
Hi everyone, Dan Carroll here. Time to tell you about a great new sponsor for the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. It's Murphy Engraving. Murphy Engraving is the place to go for your business, industrial, and personal engraving needs. Take a look at the Murphy Engraving page on Facebook, and you're going to see all kinds of unique items that really seem to take on a life of their own, because they've been customized with an image, a name, or a logo, and all of it just really beautifully done. The acrylic sports awards that light up are especially creative and very cool. The customized bottles of bourbon, those are my personal favorite. And wait till you see what they can do with items that are made out of wood. The next time you want to recognize someone special, or you're looking for that one-of-a-kind gift, you'll be glad you checked out Murphy Engraving. And a bonus, you're supporting a local family-owned business run by brothers Brian and Kevin, who is a lifetime firefighter and Air Force vet. At Murphy Engraving, they turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and at Murphy Engraving, we are American-made.
Our boy Murph, he was a huge part of. There's a fire police boxing match that happened a week and a half ago.
Oh man, I missed it.
I was working, so I wasn't able to go. But he was there. He did all their merchandise for there, and it was awesome. It was at Lori's Roadhouse, and the videos I saw of the place was absolutely fucking packed.
Good.
Packed. So hopefully Murph got a lot of business there too as well. But Murph, we love you, and I'll be in contact.
You know
soon.
Any firefighters that get involved in that?
Yeah, a guy that used to work with me.
Yeah.
I don't know if he won.
Like getting there and spar with the
the
cops.
This guy used to be an MMA fighter.
I'm sure they got the headgear on and all that stuff. And
this guy was a
what are the 21-ounce gloves, man? The big puffy gloves.
I don't know what they were. Sam Humphreys is his name, and he's a badass. He won it last year. I don't know if he won it this year or not, but
that's cool.
But yeah, it's just a fun event, getting everybody out and for charity, and so. But we'll finish out with this. Women lives double life as a flight attendant and OnlyFans model. Pressure balancing my two worlds.
No, look, I mean, and again, these are the kind of stories you find when you look at the New York Post.
The headline fucking crazy.
The New York Post is fantastic, but this girl's name is Jenna. She not only works as a flight attendant, but has a spicy side hustle.
Says a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do.
That she hides from her family and friends. Well, if she's talking to the New York Post, she's not really hiding it.
She's
from
not
her
hiding
family.
shit.
Not hiding it anymore. I love flying across the globe and being part of the crew, she told Foxy Studios, an OnlyFans management agency. Whenever I stay in another country, I use the luxury of the hotel room to create sexy content
Oh, she's double dipping.
for my fans.
She double dipping.
Well, I don't know if she's a flight attendant, she flies overseas and then goes to her hotel for the layover.
But they're paying. They're paying for it, but yet she's making money off it. That's double dipping.
So you think that should be frowned upon?
Oh, I don't care.
She's staying in a hotel paid for by the airline.
I applaud it. You've got a cell phone. You can do whatever the fuck you want. With a cell phone in that
she's
hotel
creating
room.
sexy content.
But I applaud it. Good on you. But it was funny.
Apparently, they put it up in a.
It said, "Talk about a win-win. The extra money is really amazing. Though I get to explore a new side of myself. It's called probably the insides. While it's easy to glamorize this double dipping setup, I hadn't even read that far down.
So you pegged it. You pegged it from the
Jenna
very
emphasized that it can be tricky to balance it all. It's a lot of fun, but there's a lot of pressure balancing my two worlds, especially since she keeps her alluring job to herself. You cannot tell me that any of these other fucking flight attendants don't know that she's doing this.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not on OnlyFans.
I sometimes feel quite isolated because I'm enjoying my OnlyFans work in secret.
I think
Pappas probably
has
the biggest downside.
a subscription. Maybe we can use it.
Well, I think all his subscriptions are men's feet. I think that's what he looks at. But
all right,
is that her?
I think so.
No.
Why would they?
No, that's not her.
Well, why would they put a picture of her if that's not her?
No, I think it's like an ad. That's an ad in there. Because they had her blocked out up here up top. But I mean, shit. Hey, make your money where you can make your money. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not hating on it.
I wonder if the airline is going to frown on that though.
If the airline's paying for the hotel and she's making money, probably, maybe. It might be ethically. It's not legally.
There might be some question. I don't know.
You got to look and see what their operating.
I mean, is what you do in the privacy of your own hotel room, your own business.
What does the personnel policy say?
Get the employee handbook.
You know what? I'll try to dive into that.
Please do.
So again, Pappas isn't here
Please
today.
Do.
We'll end on this one.
We got to wish him a speedy recovery.
We didn't have a good teacher one today, so unfortunately,
yeah, this was the closest we get to a sexy teacher.
That's pretty close though. You did good work sending that to me.
Well, yeah. Now, watch. We'll see a headline in a couple of weeks. OnlyFans girls banging high school kids or something like
You're
that.
Like, fuck. Wow, we should have grabbed that one.
High school kids flying on her airplane.
Oh, you're a dirty bird.
You come with me.
Right. So we'll be back with you. I'm not sure when Pappas is getting back. We'll be back with you sometime, probably early next week.
Accommodations
sometime early next week, hopefully. But we appreciate you guys. We love you. There's another one coming up on this channel at 8:00. Two Dicks and a Chick with James McGee and Candace is right.
On a roll today.
So tune back in. Some of the same stuff, but a lot of different stuff. So tune back in, and hopefully we see you at 8:00. If not, we'll see you later next week.
Have fun with that,
and we'll see you.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like.